Hello, Sandra Razielli here, coming today to you from Jay Cooke State Park, which is in northern Minnesota, a little south of Duluth, which means it's very close to the Great Lake of Gimeguche, otherwise known as Lake Superior. And Minnesota is known as the land of sky blue waters, which also leads to lots of green in the forest. Coincidence, I got a blue mat. Anyways, I'm here to share with you what I call Tetrasana, which is one of my favorite things, if not my all-time favorite thing to do when I don't want to do much, especially if I've just slept on a hard ground and feeling a little out of sorts. Tetrasana. It's also great for doing transitions. So what is Tetrasana? Tetrasana, tetra means four. We've got 4 limbs. Most people do. 4 limbs, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you have less than 4, you can do triasana, or you can still call it Tetrasana. But Tetrasana is 4. Asana really means to sit with, and it's often translated as posture. So it's not quite right because this isn't exactly a posture, it's a movement, but there are theories that yoga poses were actually movements back in the day, but they could not codify them because they sculpted them. There were no movies in that time. Anyways, enough talking, time to move. So what is Tetrasana? It means move your arms and legs in different directions. Just move them around. Just move. And you can keep your knees and elbows bent, or you can straighten your arms, straighten your legs. You can move your arms and legs in sync with each other, or you can do alternate movements. You can move one part fast and one part slow. You can be creative. You can lift your head up and get a little activity in the spine that creates a little more necessity for balance. I like doing this to really get the back of my thighs and hips to feel like they've had a greater range of motion. Sometimes I envision myself in a nice, perfect temperature water, just floating around, just floating around, tetrasaing. It's a verb. Tetrasana is the noun. Tetrasaing is the verb. Or sometimes you don't need to imagine, just be where you are. Like if you're under a tree, just looking at the tree, maybe putting your arms and legs into the shape of the branches. That's kind of cool. You can roll your ankles, open up your fingers. It's really an opportunity to move a lot of your joints. Opening up the joints makes the body move better on the neurological level. So finding ways to just get as many joints moving as possible, and especially if you just don't feel like getting up yet, this can help you get a little more energy to do so. And then when you're ready, there's a few ways you can come up. You can come up the classic way of rolling over to your side. In yoga, they generally roll over to the right side. Use the left hand. Let your head hang to come on up if you want a gentle way of coming up. Or you can do a little more active way by bringing your head up and using your legs a little, rolling up to come on up. And then you can do seated Tetrasana. I have to come up with a different name for that, but it's still Tetrasana. Or you could try it without moving your legs, which is much harder. You can put your hands on your shins and find momentum. Also, play around with it. Many infinite variations. I think you got the sense that even though Tetrasana means 4, there's an infinite variety of possibilities. So I hope you enjoy, and thanks for joining me in the land of sky blue waters.